Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new week and new live session on LinkedIn Live. I'm Itzik Amiel, and we are here with a weekly switch series called Switch It On. Now, where we share ideas, insights, inspiration to help you as a professional to switch relationship to revenue, referrals, and reputation. Just before I start today's session, I want to say again, I'm so sorry to all my friends in Ukraine. We are here to support you, to help you. We're here with Ukraine. I hope all of you joining me for that. Do every effort you can and every little possibility. It's important to help our friends there that are now in a war in a very bad situation. So I wish it to nobody, but again, this is a good time for all of us to unite and help Ukraine. I'm calling all of you listening to support. We have a lot of friends there that now in a very difficult situation, moving out. So please use this stage to help us support Ukraine. So you're all invited to join today's show, and today we're going to talk about a secret strategy to win more referrals to your practice. A lot of time people ignoring it, or specifically as I shared before, it's called the top of mind effect. And that's something that a lot of you take for granted. And I want you to see what does it mean and how do you use it more for your practice. Now, feel free to ask any question you have in the chat box and let us know who you are, where you're coming from. Right away on the chat, type in where you are, where you're dialing from. I want to know who's with us today, who's joining. I see your name, but I want you to also show your face so we know who you are. Just type your name, where you're coming from, which country, wherever, to know that you are with me. And of course, if you have any question during this session, please type it in as well in the chat so I can ask you right away live and everything you want to ask. So type in the chat anything you want and any question and let us know where you're coming from. I can see your comments coming in, but it takes time till I see them. So that's good enough. So let's start. For those of you joining me right now, thank you, JV, Taven, Anne, Alex, Deborah, Reno, Devo, Ogamera, Umar. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. So let me start with a short exercise for you, okay? I'm going to read for you a small statement, and I want you to think right away when I'm reading you this statement and showing you that on the screen. I want you to think who comes first to mind, okay? So let's start with the first statement. Here it is. A law firm is looking for a hire a full-time HR director. Got somebody in mind? Awesome. Let's look at it in the second statement, okay? Formula One recently announced that Imola will remain until 2025. Anybody comes to mind? Formula One, Imola? Okay, here's another statement for you. You just read in a highly valuable book on time management. Anybody come to mind? Maybe a busy lawyer, a busy accountant. Anybody come to mind? Now, think about a second. I hope you did this exercise with me. I read it to you, and somebody jumped to mind. Maybe yes, maybe not. Most of you thought probably of someone in particular, correct? For at least one of the situation above, one of the statement I share. Did you ever ask yourself why? What is that? What does this person appear in your mind? Because of the mind share they have in your what we call the mental space. They actually, those people conditioned you when you think about this specific situation about hiring HR director, or you think about Formula One or on Imola, or maybe on a specific book on the fact that they need time management, you will think about them. Some of them did it consciously, most of them did it unconsciously, but they condition your mind share to think about them. Now, guess me what? If you don't think about nobody, don't worry, nothing happened. It doesn't mean that this situation I just shared with you is not relevant to your network, which is fine. But hopefully, at least one of the statements relevant to your network. Thank you very much, also Calvini Ranuka, for joining. I see. Thank you very much. You're joining from Geneva. Awesome. So you see that's exactly what I mean when I talk about the mind share. Let me give you another story. You know, I'm teaching and speaking in front of a lot of audiences, a lot of law firms, training many law firms, and I was one of the keynote that I did actually before Corona time. This was a really live audience, and we spoke after that in dinner about expanding the businesses to other countries. And one of the people they said they want to expand their business to China, and then they asked me, "Do you know anybody who can help me there?" And I just gave them a name. I gave them a lawyer named Ming without giving too much detail. And I shared that name. And I don't want to ask myself, why did I share this name? I mean, I know literally thousands of lawyers in China. I can guarantee you, I'm a networker. I know I've been so many times. But why did, from all these people I know, I gave the name of Ming? I didn't check all the alternative, I promise you, when they asked me. I also didn't check if Ming is definitely the best person to fit the specific needs of the clients, although they explained to me, but I gave that name. And I was thinking about it. And I realized actually there were two reasons. First, 2 weeks before that event, I was speaking in a retreat for law firm, and Ming was one of the partner of that law firm, and I met her over there. And it was a very nice person. We had a nice discussion later on, and I helped her. And then a week later, after this event, this retreat finished, I got the thank you note by mail post from Ming, actually from China, with a very nice a toy that represent actually the Chinese year. Now, you tell me who got top of my mind when we talk about China? That was Ming. Interesting, right? I guess it happened to you as well. If you think about the people you refer to other in your life, it also somebody pop in your mind. If they did it consciously or unconsciously, I do not know. But the matter you thought about somebody, it is. Now, you probably know already hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people. Some of you even know 10,000s of people. So you know a lot of people. I'm sure about that. So what makes you kept in the mind of all this connection to become so memorable? How can somebody after meeting you 15 years before remember you 15 years after without interaction so much in between? Or how you can make yourself an unforgettable person in your own network, the people you care and they care about you. That's the way we want to talk about today. That's the thing I want to share with you today. Because here's the interesting thing as professional to professional. You may be the best in what you do. Maybe you are a great lawyer, amazing, great. But that doesn't guarantee anymore nowadays that your connections will remember you. And at the end of the day, that you want them to remember you when they have business for you. So if you are the best one lawyer, it's great, but it's not enough to be remembered. Do you want to have proof of that? If you don't believe me, how do you refer business to other people? Isn't it to the person you just remember? So the same with you. People refer to you, remember you. Does not mean just because you are the best in what you're doing, people remembers you. So here's a very interesting point. I always share it and I'll share it again. Hope is not strategy. Hoping that somebody remember you when they need you, that's another strategy. Stop it. Wake up. Switch it. Hope is not a strategy. It's maybe work only in Disneyland. You go to networking, you go to all places, you talk to people, you have a nice exchange of ideas. And what do? You're hoping. You're not even working what we call the mind share or being top of mind. So I want you today to switch it on because I'm going to give you how to do it in the right way. And there will never be right or the perfect time to start becoming relevant or top of mind. So I'll suggest you start today. There was not going to be any best time than do it. Okay. So with that in mind, again, I will recommend you to type in where you're coming from. I think Renuka told us, but if anybody else will join us, type in where you're coming from, where you're from in the chat. And if you have any question, anything I share or remark or an idea or something that story you want to share, type it in the chat as well. Okay. It's what I help all of us to learn from each other. That's the whole idea of those sessions I'm doing. So let me give you, with your permission, and if I see people joining, some quick actions you can do right away to become top of mind and to stay top of mind to all those people you care about. Okay? So you ready? Again, yes, I see your comments. I see people sending me private messages. Send it publicly so everybody can see that you'll be standing out. Thanks to Yagi, I see as well. Again, from Geneva. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great to thank you for joining us. So what are the first thing you could do to be top of mind and in order to get top of mind referrals? So I call it, by the way, schedule a KIP times. And let me just share with you, with your permission, so you see it also in front of you. Schedule a KIP time. KIP standing for, anybody knows? Keep in touch, right? Because everybody nowadays are busy. Everybody doesn't have enough time, but you want to make sure you keep in touch with those people and stay top of mind. Because time you invest in nurturing your connections and your relationship. And that's to be part of your schedule, part of your weekly, daily schedule. It's not when you have time. It has to be a commitment you do to yourself. And you can do it in different ways without mentioning too many, but there are many ways. You could send cards. You can invite those people to events. You can schedule a lunchtime with them or a coffee. You can add value to them by sending an article or a book or something else, or invite them to an event you're going. A lot of ways how to keep in touch, but that has to be part of your agenda. And and by the way, if those of you do not know how to do it, part of my business do it for you. So if you do not know how part of my business done for you, and we're doing it for you, I'm doing it for more than 23,000 with my team, of course, 23,000 professionals, accountants, lawyers, that we're actually doing it for you, creating those keeping in touch moments. But it doesn't matter but you could do it yourself, and I recommend you do it. And when you're doing it, you will stay top of mind. Can every time you add value to people, every time you connect with them, you again top of the mind. Very important thing to do. But the only thing I'm saying, get scheduled in your time schedule. Stay keep in touch moment and not let anybody delete it from your agenda. Okay. Second action you can do to be top of mind is, sorry for that, add value and useful information. So I did mention to add value and useful information, but when I ask people, what do you do? Or I ask it, I lament them to lawyers, what do you do to keep in touch with your connections? What do you think people answering most of the time? The common answer I get, oh, it's like, don't worry, we send our firm newsletter every month, and that's the way we keep in touch. Isn't it enough, they're saying to me? It's not enough. And I'm asking you, do you really believe that the newsletter, as they are in most firms, most professional firms, the newsletter we all see, do you really believe that's create the mind share? That's create the top of mind? After all, many of the newsletter you see that all the marketing department create and work hard on are things about you as a lawyer, as an accountant, about your firm, about your knowledge. It's about ideas of trying to get attention. But when we talk about top of mind, I want you to think about actions about them, about your connection, about their clients, acts of giving attention. Because if you give attention to people, they open it every single time. If you try to get attention, talk about yourself to them, why should they have time for you? They're busy. So top of mind action are not the newsletter you regular sending. I would say a lot of those newsletters you can throw to the garbage because nobody read them anyway. So don't waste your energy and time. So at the same time, I don't want you to send all this newsletter or give just rubbish information, not many things, because even if people will see that you're sending them and you may be top of mind, I don't want you to be top of mind for the wrong reason, because you're pestering them and you're sending them things that I'm interested in. So that's also not the way to be top of mind. So when we talk about adding value, you really have to give people things that adding value. How do you know? You ask them. Every time you encounter you meeting them, they ask them, what do they care about? If you know what they care about, when you meet them, you can continue adding value that all the time to them, and they'll open it every single time. They will thank you. Or more than that, you'll stay top of mind because you send them the value. And that's how difficult it is, or how easy, but that's not such simple to a lot of people. Again, if you have questions, again, ask it in the comments, in the chat, because I can answer you, and I will more give you the question you're looking to get answer, and that's what I want to teach you, okay? And if you are just joining, I see more people joining us, so I'm happy about it. We are here talking about top of mind, and I just shared 2 action points that you can do to stay top of mind. The first I said is schedule KPI time, keeping in touch, and the just second we just finished is adding value and useful information. So with your permission, let me talk about the third action point you could do to stay top of mind of your connections and to have more mind share. And that's what I call using hybrid formats and frequencies. What is that? So you already understood that keeping in touch on a consistent and constant basis helps to be top of mind, correct? I hope you understand that. But then the next question you should ask me, it's great, but also our competitors are doing it. You're probably teaching them as well. They do the same thing. So what makes the difference? Why do I shine and stand out with my keeping in touch to be top of mind more than my competitors? So here's the interesting thing to tell you. You should not worry about competitors. I don't believe in competitors anyway, because everybody's unique. But even if you fear it, the difference will be made on the frequency and the format that unique for you. The frequency of the keeping in touch and the way you're keeping in touch will make you stand out in a different way, because your competitors do a different frequency and their choice and different format, their choice. So let me give you an example to make more tangible, okay? I myself, as you know, used to be chairman of all the tax lawyer. My background is international tax lawyer. And imagine I want to keep in touch with my clients. So what can I do? Here's an example. I could, for example, send them a card, and on the card, a physical card, I put every quarter, for example, a tax tip for them, something that will be beneficially valuable to their businesses. And then next to it, maybe I should send them every month an interesting tax planning idea for free, something that open their mind on possibilities or other ideas that they can look maybe fits their business. And next to that, I maybe write maybe a blog. And in the blog, I'll write about tax saving strategies. So anyone who wants to come and read it for free, allow. Here are three things who allow me to stay top of mind, a different possibility by sharing valuable knowledge with my connections. Or is another option. Instead of that, maybe you could do webinar. And in a webinar, of course, free webinar, you give them things they need, not things about you, not your knowledge about different things in life. No, things that they need to the business that they told you about, and now you're giving them solutions. And next to it, maybe you create also an email brief where in the email you create tax tip of the week. That's also an action you could do. But those actions are valuable action, sharing your knowledge, create value to your connection, and guess what? Staying top of mind. Yes? So this is how you could choose your own pattern, which is totally different from your competitors, and that's how you stand out because of the hybrid format and the frequencies you create that unique to you and to your own practice. So hope that also help you understand how you can create more top of mind. Again, questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'll continue sharing. And if you have question, if you want to remark, if you have anything, if you think what I said is rubbish or true, it works for you, also type it in as well. I want to see that you're there, that you're interacting, and you're interested. So the next action is be creative, number 4. When we talk about being creative to stay top of mind, your goal, remember, is to stay top of mind, right? So you want to be more remembered by your connection, by people that you care about. So why don't you think about, by being creative, creating a special signature that's the way you stay in touch with people. Do you get what I'm saying? Probably you're asking how. So let me tell you how. So that's the way I would suggest you do that. First, brainstorming with yourself and think about, write down for yourself a list of multiple ways you can keeping in touch with your connection. And I want you to go wild, be creative, think about all kind of ideas pop in your mind. Doesn't matter. Stupid, not stupid, serious. Mike's list of all those ideas. Okay? That's part 1. Step number 2, review this list. Take all the list of all the ideas you shared and look at which unique ideas stand out or which one you feel more comfortable doing and you like more than other ones. And mark them down for yourself. Very few of them. You don't have to take the whole list. You have the whole list, but check a few of them, 3, 4, 5 of them that you think they are good and standing out. That's step number 2. Step number 3, to be more creative in your mind sharing, staying top of mind, I will suggest warmly, take each of those ideas and implement them. Implement it, because without implementing them, you will not know what the response you're going to get. What is the success you can create in the market? Will it really people remember you and care and see it as a value? Do it. And when you do it, you get the feedback, correct it, and do it again. Because it's very simple. The more creative you'll be, the more joyful the process of staying top of mind and keeping in touch, and the better your mind share, the better top of mind you'll be. So it shouldn't be a suffering process. It'll be a fun process that you stay in top of mind by gamification of it, doing things that other people don't think, that you stay top of mind. Again, question in the comments, please. And thank God for all of you joining now. It's not too late. Don't worry, you could join. We're actually talking about how to create top of mind. And we cover already 3 points: schedule KPI time, adding value, useful information, making your own format and frequencies. And I just shared the 4th one, to become more creative. So number 5 of creating top of mind is match your connection, touchpoint, rhythm. This one I love because it's for the people who do not have time. Those of you who are busy or still want to be top of mind, maybe you will start with that one. Because many of your connections already have their plans. They have the tools. They have their things to stay engaged with their network, with their connection on a regular basis. Maybe they are sending a blog. Maybe they are sending a newsletter. Wherever they are, your connection, your clients, they have their own way of connecting with their connections. So instead of you creating yours, jump on this opportunity and find out what is this that they are sharing with a connection to keeping in touch, and add yourself to that list. Be part of their distribution list. And for example, when they're sending something, email with something news, reply to this email. Thank them for the update. Thank them for the connection they can send you. Thank them for the information they get you. See, you're using the point that they're connecting with you to connect back to them and put yourself top of mind. A lot of us think, oh, why should I do that? Because nobody's doing it. You see, if everybody was answering, great, but most people don't answer. They take it for granted. Okay, they send me, fine. I put it in the delete button or I read it in the weekend, but they never say, oh, what's valid information? Thank you for sharing. It was a great point. By doing that, you're using what I talked to you before about giving attention, using the opportunity to give them attention back. They work hard on creating, sharing the value with you, and you giving back to them the feedback. That's definitely will accelerate your top of mind with them. And of course, when it's sincere and authentic, don't do it just because I said it, because you really believe there was value, because you really believe they give you something you want to give. But that's easy way of keeping top of mind. I see no question are coming in, so I'm clear, or all of you are not here, or whatever the reason is. But I do see a lot of you here with me, so it's fine. I'm happy that you're interested in listening. So let me share you number 6. And number 6 to say top of mind is seek and share feedback. This is absolute top of mind acceleration model, because you need to seek and share their feedback, because your connection love to feel appreciated. Every human being love to feel appreciated. Unfortunately, nowadays, most people trying to get attention. If you be the person who give attention, everybody will open up to you. This, by the way, my best-selling book, The Attention Switch, is all about that. How do you give attention to build better relationship, authentic relationship? Because connection love to feel appreciated. So your connections will hear about you, and when you are asking for the feedback, you also will find who are these connections that can become your what we call connection advocate. Those people who will go and get you referral and connect you with the others. So by asking for feedback, engaging with them, first you put yourself top of mind, what you want. Second, you get real feedback. You know who are really there to help you and support you to carry the business forward. See, all this action I'm telling you, that's simple to be done, but a lot of us don't take this action. A lot of us, don't see the opportunity behind sharing top of mind. As you know, you do not know, when I share about follow-up and probably do it one of the other session, it's actually scientific proof by psychologists. That's how the brain works. Our brain works by, what we say, there's expression, far from the eye, far from the heart. What do you think when you don't see people, you forget them? Because there is something psychology called for forgotten factor. And I'll tell it in different episodes, but actually the brain works when you do things that tend to be for the long term, the brain tend to defer them, put them aside, and forget them. And the only way to bring it back on stage, but in front, back top of mind, is what we're calling in psychology as well, the space effect. When you're shortening the time of the spaces between the moment you thought yourself top of mind, you're creating value, then it's easier to stay top of mind of your connections till the moment they have something for you, they want to work with you. Because otherwise, unfortunately, they forget you. And the more mind share you will have, the more referrals you get. Because you already built a relationship with these people. They know and like and trust you. Remember, we talked about it. So that's the power of mind share. Unfortunately, most professionals that I know waste this power because they aren't conscious of or purposeful of this mind share they create. But once you start intentionally creating mind share within your network of connections, you can start leveraging that to create a highly relevant and highly valuable opportunities for you in your practice. You already build those relationships. You already want to build more. So why are you putting it aside? Why don't you keep in touch and stay top of mind? Here's one thing you could do easily today to create this top of mind habit, to create this mind share habit to stay top of mind. I warmly suggest you to start today by sending one email per day to someone you wouldn't otherwise have connected. Someone you wouldn't otherwise connected. Send an email once a day. If you do that And if you're counting only those working day per year, not weekends, not holiday, you probably will get over 250 opportunities per year to be top of mind with those connections you will connect otherwise because there's nothing going actively with them. 250 opportunities to be top of mind with people now you're not in touch. Now, I warmly suggest that don't just create noise and nudge them and push them. Not what I'm talking about. You need to be meaningful. You have to create value. You have to think about it. But when you're doing it once per year, once per day per person, which means once a year per person, look how many opportunities to get top of mind that people will think about you. And I guarantee you, if you do that, there's some people say, "Oh my God, thanks for writing to me. I was just thinking about you. I need your help." Do that once a day, one email. You'll see the magic that is in top of mind. So I want to summarize it. If you don't have a question, the question is now before ending up this very beautiful session. I love this passion about this stuff because I do it all my life and I love it because of you missing it and I'm calling you do it. If you have a question, ask it now, okay, in the comments. Otherwise, I see you there, and I'm very appreciative all of you joining me here and seeing and listening, and actually sending me also private message LinkedIn. But please, if you have any questions, something bothering, something doesn't flick, let me know. But to summarize this great session, I want to share a quote from Libby Gill, who said, "Capture the mind share, that is the heads, hearts, and loyalty of others, and the market share will follow." So the mind share is the first thing you need to capture of people's mind, because if you're not top of mind, unfortunately, people will forget you. So now, my friend, it's time to take action, implement what you have learned in this session. I trust that some of these insight about the importance of mind share or top of mind effect will resonate with you. I know it's short, but hopefully some powerful. If you need any help in implementing it in your practice, get a better relationship with your clients as we do it. This is exactly what we do for our clients. This is exactly my practice. We help you build engaging relationship with your prospect, with your clients, to stay there for the long term. So if you want more, to learn more, send me an email, send me a private message either LinkedIn or somewhere else. I'll be happy to help. I have a chat with you. And remember, next week we have another top amazing expert to discuss very interesting practical strategies to grow your practice and to build better relationship, reputation, and referral, all authentic way. If you want to make sure you never miss one of these bi-weekly switch on interview series that I'm doing, follow up me on LinkedIn or go to the Switch Hub page website, which is hub-thesuite.ch, and you can sign up to get the business development strategies and tip. Check and register to one of our upcoming online courses and live workshop. There's a lot of coming new things coming your way, and you're very welcome again to send a private message and email to ask any question you have. I hope I'll be happy to be valuable to you in your practice and help you. But for now, I want to thank each one of you that took the time in this difficult time in our world. And again, our heart and soul with Ukraine, to every piece of efforts to help those people. I guarantee you, it will give you so much pleasure when you see people. I hate see people suffering. I'm sure you too. But we need to be as human, helping against all these bad and dark side that coming in our society. That's the time to get united. That's the time to help everybody who needs. Be awesome. Be kind. See you next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central European Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. And remember, it's never too late to switch it on, to switch on your mind share. Bye for now, everybody. And again, thank you for joining me today. Goodbye.